And now, from Grid Square Echo Mike 48, this is 100 Watts and a Wire.
Well, here we go. Episode number 403, a solo effort, if you will. It's Christian. We are recording this one, and I bet you're hearing this either on Mother's Day or sometime after. But resting the crew. Last week, my daughter had a birthday. This week, it's Mother's Day, so we're sort of resting the horses, if you will. But I'm here with you. It's Christian, K0STH. And whether you're an experienced ham radio operator or just getting started, this podcast was created in 2015 to document my journey as a newer ham or a new to HF ham. We want to help mentor, entertain, and provide a community for ham radio enthusiasts around the world. Welcome to it. Tune in. Typically, we're live on Sundays at 6 p.m. Central Time, reminding you to subscribe wherever you get podcasts. And if you have a question, you can send that through email on our website. Or if we're live, just drop it in the chat, and we'll do our best to help you out. So much has been going on. Now, I mentioned I've got a teenager now. Holy moly. And so the weekend was dedicated to some of the performances that she was involved in, plus her celebration. This weekend, as you're hearing this, it's Mother's Day weekend. So as you know, I am a mother lover. And because of that, I want to wish all the mothers a beautiful day. Take care and spend some time with your mom if you can. And I want to remind you that we do have a sponsor, PowerFilm Solar and Gigaparts, providing quality solar power solutions for your portable operating needs. To explore PowerFilm's selection of quality products, visit gigaparts.com and search 100 watts. Friends, this is a way for you to help the show that's free. Open a browser, go to gigaparts.com, type in the search 100 watts, 100 watts, and it'll take you to the PowerFilm stuff. That engagement may impress them enough to re-up with us. Chances are it won't. You know, I think companies do this, and thank goodness that they do, but they take a chance. They want to see if the community will participate. Will the community engage? So they can get their products in front of you. That's why they do it. That's how this works. And sometimes you guys will click there and maybe you'll buy something. Maybe you'll just look. But the engagement factor is what they're going for. And they will determine after I'm told a beat, a break, if they want to continue with that. So if you want to help the show, give them a click because it might help. They may come back. They may not, which goes to show why being community supported is indeed an important aspect of what we do. All right? Talk about that as we go along. I just want to share with you a little bit about what's happening. And I do want to thank Lionel, Patrick, KC2BKM, KC2BKM, and November 9 Whiskey India Bravo for their support. We'll talk about that as we go, but that's being community supported. People like you, they jump in and make this possible because there are subscriptions that I have to make it all work, and your support is appreciated. Thank you very much. Life has been kicking us in the ding-ding, but not necessarily in a bad way, just in a, how should I say, a way that leave some unknown. And not to be too cryptic, I will let you know that my wife had applied for a couple of jobs that were outside of Missouri, and two large, potentially important opportunities came back to her to weigh. One on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. And it looks like the Southeast is going to win, meaning your boy is headed to Florida. That's right. I've lived in Missouri for 20 years. I'm from Baltimore. We've talked about this. You know, it's go Orioles, go Ravens. That's what's up. But it could be like see you later, St. Louis. It's a little complicated, in fact, because we have family property here. We have family here. And so you don't know. It could be a couple years in Florida. We'll just see. We don't know, right? But it's certainly going to change some things. It's not going to change the show. I want to continue to do the show. In fact, I probably will be changing my ham radio experience because of this move. Who knows? I could be headed for the dreaded HOA experience where I need to be stealthy and I need to maybe not have antennas in trees and in yards with ropes and cable. Or maybe I become a mobile only or portable operator in Florida. So changes are definitely coming for me personally, but they are mostly good. Moving sucks, I think, on almost all levels, and maybe you agree with me. What's difficult and part of life that, is unsettled is the fact that I need a gig. And I'm hoping to work remotely, creating content. That would be ideal. If not, I'll end up on a golf course doing something else. I don't know. Not playing, probably patching divots from you guys out there playing. One of the things that I hope we can do is start to and remain community supported. That will help at least cover the cost of the show. I would just do this show every day. I'd have a morning version of it and definitely a weekend version. Special events would be live streamed, and that would be my gig. I mean, that would be cool, right? It's just not possible because there's not a lot of sponsorship money to be had in the game, quite frankly. And if there is sponsorship money, it's probably landing somewhere else. Somewhere else. I mean, I've heard stories of cutbacks and podcasts losing their sponsorships in recent weeks, and, it's just like that. So building a community is an important aspect. Frankly, if every one of our podcast listeners were to pay $1 a week an episode, it'd be all right. It'd be all right. I could do this. Shoot, I could do this full time. Alas, everybody's dealing with certain things, and $4 a month for something that you could get for free is probably not a priority. However, that would be great. That's how, content creation ideally would work, and I would do content from wherever the adventures were. Florida should be very nice. I'll keep you guys posted. It's not an immediate change, but I've got some things to think through, man. Here on the family homestead, it's been in the family for 50 years, and that's going to stay the same. That's going to stay here, but that's going to be here, and I'm going to be somewhere else, you see. So the antennas that I do have, I got to think about that. The antenna maintenance. Will this be a long tour in Florida? It's probably a couple years. So I got to think about, the maintenance here on my antenna system, among many other things, and not having a job. I guess it pales in comparison, but I'd hate to see anybody come over and work on the lawn and take out coax or pull down antennas. So in the case of having to go ahead and make some changes in the life, I probably will take some coax out, some antennas down, mark the switcher outside, and leave the ropes up. I think I'll leave the ropes up for when I do come back. The idea is just it's going to be here, right? It's a family piece. It's a homestead here. My in-laws are around. It's like that. But if I leave the ropes up, then it gives me a fair shot at hanging an antenna back up in the spots that I've worked so hard since 2015 to get up there. I'm not looking forward to, apart from the not having a job thing, which is mostly, I have a job here in Missouri for now. But the part of, that's priority is figuring out that, because I don't want to be left behind. My family's got to go and do what they got to do, right? So I'm going to be playing catch up if I don't work that out. So, the antenna situation is not a priority in that regard. But to preserve what I've built up and protect it, I probably need to remove the coax, mark the areas that need to be mined, and bring some antennas down. I'm going to take a portable rig with me. Florida is a lovely place. I'm not real hip on alligators, but, I'm learning a little bit more about their habits, depth perception, how to prepare and plan for that. I do expect to be doing more portable and mobile operations because, as I said, it's not cheap down there. All you guys that are listening that are quite retired and have done well for yourselves, they go there. They go there in the summertime. They got summer homes. It's expensive. That's what I'm trying to say. It is expensive. And so, I'm going to be in one of these places that are smaller. I'm not going to be dealing with 20 acres out here on the family farm, if you will. So it's going to be a change, y'all. It will be a certain change for me, probably sometime. Could be June, could be July, but I would say definitely by July, I need to have a lot of ducks in a row, and I need to, get things together. And it's going to be an all that you can't leave behind situation. This rig here that I'm recording this podcast on, it's got to go. Because I got to be able to make money. Got to do voiceovers. I need to help other people in my, my work, so I can try to make part of a living doing that, and hopefully a full-time thing. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I'm going to do some remote production work, and I've got some ideas and some plans. 100 watts in a wire will continue on. I may have to shift, but we've done that the whole time. So please subscribe. If you have come upon 100 watts in a wire today, subscribe. Look for us on YouTube. The description will hold links for you to join Discord, a YouTube, Facebook group, or on TikTok. But that's what's going on. So it's been heavy on my mind trying to figure out the intersection of life and ham radio, and telling you the truth straight up. I can't take all this with me. I can't take all my radios. I mean, I could. Chances are I won't be able to put the antenna up in the house. I don't know that yet, though. I'm still trying to figure out where we're going to be, where we're going to live, what's that situation like. But I think it would be cool content, following along the progression, moving from Missouri to Florida, adjusting my amateur radio career, if you will, the way I need to operate based on my situation, doing the best with what I can, or doing the best with what I have, right? That's what we always try to teach here, is do your best with what you have, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to try. I do want to invite you to think about the community and the value it provides. If I can do this content or a piece of this content more often, I am seeking more 100 watts in a wire, but it is only obtainable through our community. If you find value in it, the Q&A that we do, the conversations that we have, maybe the advice we give, the people and the conversations that we have, consider it. Go to buymeacoffee.com/100 watts and consider joining at the dipole level. And I've got a benefit for all of our members coming up. I've talked to Sidecar Steve, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it. But Things have been heavy for several weeks for me right now and my family in general. We got the end of the school year. That's another thing going on. We've got to figure out the school situation, moving a family to a different state, young children, all this sort of stuff. So the content portion of this, which comes natural to me, I would love to increase the volume of this. I would amplify the podcast. I would do it daily. I'd get on the air from wherever I am. I would live stream from the parks in Florida, even on my way. But, and it's not the pressure to say, I need you to pay the bill. If you find value, that's what direction I would go in. So go to buymeacoffee.com/100watts. Consider joining at the dipole level. That's $1 per episode, right? You can set it up, pay as you like, pay as you go, monthly thing if you want. And each month, we're going to have a cohort, a 100 watts in a wire cohort, where we get together, members, and we talk about projects we're working on. We ask questions of each other. We offer support and guidance where needed. And it becomes a cohort of our members. Think about it. It could help a great deal. I don't want to put the show down again. I took 2 months off last year just to kind of get direction, ground myself, figure out what I wanted to do. Burn out doesn't necessarily mean it was 100 watts in a wire burning me out. Sometimes it's life. Sometimes life won't leave you alone. So anyway, there you go. Can I tell you quickly about a couple of projects I've been working on? Because there's so much here to unpack. I mean, you're thinking to yourself,
Jesus Christ.
He just dropped on us that he's moving from Missouri sometime in the next month and a half, and he's going to be, looking for a job, looking for school. Life's going to be kicking him in the ding-ding. It is a positive move. It is a great move. I'm so happy and proud of my wife for landing a significant job in her field. It is going to be wonderful. And as a supportive husband, I believe as a content creator and a producer, I can do that from anywhere. And I'm desperately looking to do that. You are part of my arsenal. That's why I told you what I'm doing. Hopefully we won't have many days in between. But the visual that you see when I live stream, it's going to change. My environment is going to change. I will have to decide what of my rig I can take down. What makes sense? I can't imagine leaving the 7610 parked here. I got to cover it up. We're going to have to talk about storage options. The goal is, like I said, I have family here. We'll be coming back. I'm not moving everything I have to Florida. All that I can't leave behind, which has to do with production. Production will have to go. Computers will have to go. My portable radio will have to go. I'll take some kind of damn antennas, or I'll make them on the fly, and I got to think about all that stuff. So I wanted to continue this conversation as I go through these changes with my family. If you've had this sort of thing happen to you, I'd love to hear about it. Drop me a line. You can come into Discord. You can let us know that way. Send me an email, christian@100wattsinawire.com. I'm a little nervous, guys. I'm a little nervous, I got to tell you. I'm excited for the new challenge of it. I know I'm sharing more about my life than maybe amateur radio in this regard, but it certainly is part of it. My part of my sacrifice here is the amateur radio. And in the grand scheme, when it comes to the family, it's family first. And that's exactly what we say. And what exactly is what's happening. Family first. This is a great opportunity. And it's a change. So I'm going to go down there and look for my friends who are amateur radio operators in Florida, because I've always said they live in paradise. I never thought that I would be living in paradise. But that's all coming, and it's the direction of this content, you guys. I have, since 2015, been documenting this journey. And I got to a point where my antenna system was up. It's pretty damn good. It's good. I've worked all states. I've DXCC, whatever it is, right? Worked great things from here. Now, I need to change the way I approach amateur radio and my hobby. Antennas. Where am I going to do it? I may be going right into HOA hell. We'll see. I'd like to bring you along for the process. I'd love to have you with me, and you're welcome to come. Please subscribe to the podcast. Look for us on YouTube and Discord and Facebook. We're in those places. TikTok, I think I'll clip off some 1-minute segments. I know I've been kind of AWOL for a couple of weeks there, and that is basically because of what's going on here. It is a life decision and a big move right now, as you can imagine. If you have any questions for me, you can send them to me through email, hit me up on Discord, private message me, all of the things. And if you're anywhere near, say, Sarasota, Florida, or in that area, St. Petersburg, I'm curious, number one, the ham radio clubs, what people are doing there. Do they get out? Do they go on the beach? Because this is going to be new. Now, I'm from the East Coast, so that part isn't new. I'm going to be accustomed to that East Coast lifestyle. But my operating situation is going to change as my life situation changes. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's fine. It's been so busy. So busy. I also want to know what you're struggling with. If you're a new ham radio operator, I'm just going through some changes. If you're struggling to try to figure something out, drop me a line, let me know. Again, our social media, it's all there. If you want to become a member, a supporting member at any level, go to buymeacoffee.com/100watts. Look around. Like I said, a monthly cohort may even do more if we get a big enough group of members who are interested in, number one, helping pay to keep the lights on here, because there are subscriptions and there are some things that I got to pay for, software and that kind of thing. But there you go. I put it out there for you. Just staying honest. I want you to know what's going on, what kind of content shift is coming. My operating procedure is going to be changing. I got to think about what I'll take, what I can do. But first, I got to get a gig, right? A remote gig, number one. Number two, I have to have a house, right? I got to know what I'm moving into. So all these things, school, is all coming. If you have any friends down in that area, there goes the voice. I've been talking too much. A lot of conversations, as you can imagine. I won't keep you too long. I think you all are beautiful. I may do a walk and talk as I start to think about how I will pursue the maintenance back here in Missouri while I'm gone. What of that antenna garden do I need to take with me? Do I need to have on hand? Right? I need to think about that. I'd like to have you with me. Right now I'm thinking about just leave the ropes up there, man. If I can leave the ropes up there, and then when I come back, I can adjust, I can change the ropes if they're starting to get ratted out. But getting over the tree limbs sometimes is most of the struggle. The coax probably needs to be protected, pulled up. My nightmare is that someone will come to do the grass and beat me up out there. And I don't want to deal with losses and tangles of wire. Tell me about your life-changing moves and share that with me. This is a community. I appreciate you. Look after each other in these crazy times. I hope everybody's doing well, staying healthy. Look after each other. And by all means, if you can, please try and stay above the noise. 7-3.
To join the 100 Watts in a Wire community, visit 100watsinaWire.com.